There are numerous mysteries in the world that leave people perplexed and amazed, particularly when they consider the advanced technological feats achieved by ancient civilizations with seemingly limited resources. Some of these marvels are so intricate and sophisticated that modern-day technology cannot replicate them, while others appear to be ahead of their time. In addition to being impressive feats of engineering, many of these ancient structures have deep religious or cultural significance, as evidenced by references to them in sacred texts and artifacts found in archaeological sites. The Greeks, for instance, were skilled in utilizing hydraulic and steam technologies, as evidenced by their impressive feats of engineering, while the ancient Egyptians are renowned for their grandiose pyramids. However, the extent of these technological wonders extends far beyond just these two civilizations. There are countless other examples from cultures all across the world, and the more we discover, the more it becomes evident that our understanding of ancient technology is only scratching the surface. Today, we'll be rediscovering some of these ancient finds that made breakthroughs in history and the study of it. At the bottom of the sea, near Antikythera Island, sponge divers discovered an exceptional mechanism over a century ago, which amazed the international community of ancient experts. The purpose of this complex device, which resembles an astrolabe, orrery, or an astronomical clock, remained a mystery for years, and imagination played a larger role than scientific investigation. Nevertheless, recent research has shed light on the mechanism's secrets, dating back to the 1st century BC. It is the most sophisticated device from the ancient world, and nothing as intricate was created for the following 1,000 years. The Antikythera mechanism's primary function is to track astronomical phenomena, serving as a complicated mechanical computer that monitors the cycles of the solar system. What makes the Antikythera mechanism exceptional is that it appears to be a polished and complete creation, rather than a work in progress. Although it is mentioned in Greek and Roman literature, it was once thought to be a myth until its discovery a century ago. This impressive clockwork mechanism displays evidence of highly precise machining, a feat that was previously believed to be an achievement of the 19th century technology. A contemporary counterpart was created and tested using the original, proving its high accuracy for its intended function. The existence of this device highlights the technical abilities that existed during ancient times, which were lost over the centuries and rediscovered during the Renaissance and the Industrial Revolution. Knowing that the Antikythera mechanism is an authentic ancient device raises questions about the possibility of other mechanical devices mentioned in world myths, such as those in the Vedas. Easter Island is home to ancient god statues that were erected shortly before European seafarers arrived. The island features numerous massive stone statues with elongated, stylized faces, some full-bodied and others with enigmatic hats or headgear. Painstaking research now confirms that these statues were carved from the flanks of central, extinct volcanoes, separated from rock by heating and pouring water to crack it, then transported to the shoreline using fallen palm trees as rollers. They were then erected using sheer physical force and ample rope facing the sea. However, the building campaign was so obsessive that it resulted in the destruction of the local ecosystem, which has yet to fully recover centuries later. As the land was stripped bare and fish disappeared, the inhabitants began to starve, as evidenced by the carved emaciated fetishists and the late statues. There are even indications of a rebellion against the construction project during its final days. When the Europeans arrived, they encountered a diseased and malnourished population on an ecologically devastated island who recounted their recent past. In India, there is an iron pillar that remains rust-free despite being over 1,600 years old. This phenomenon has long baffled scientists, who were unable to understand how an object could exist from a more primitive past. However, meteorologists at the Kanpur Indian Institute of Technology have recently discovered the solution to this mystery. They found a thin layer of mesowite, a compound of iron, oxygen, phosphorus, and hydrogen, covers the entire surface of the pillar, preventing it from rusting like modern iron and steel, except for stainless steel. The protective film formed catalytically by a presence of high amounts of phosphorus in the iron, which differs from modern iron containing little phosphorus. The combination of iron, phosphorus, hydrogen, and oxygen on the surface protected the iron underneath when the mesoite formed. According to the experts, this protective film developed within 3 years of the pillar's construction and has been accumulating ever since, growing to a thickness of about 200 microns after 1,600 years. Skulls have long been a universal symbol of death and remain a prominent motif in contemporary visual arts across cultures worldwide. Among the most intriguing archaeological discoveries of the 20th century are the 13 crystal skulls, apparently of ancient origin, that have been unearthed in various parts of Mexico, Central America, and South America. These skulls were discovered near the ruins of the Mayan and Aztec civilizations, and there is some evidence linking them to the Olmecs and Incas as well. Their mystery is as profound as that of the pyramids of Egypt, the Nazca Lines of Peru, or Stonehenge in Britain. It is believed that some of these skulls could be between 5,000 to 36,000 years old, which is well beyond the capabilities of civilizations known to work with such materials. Even today, quartz crystal is much more difficult to sculpt than obsidian, a material abundant in these regions that was commonly used. Despite claims of many indigenous peoples of their remarkable magical and healing powers, the original purpose and origin of these skulls remains unknown. Obsidian-made Clovis Points were prevalent hunting tools during the last days of the Ice Age in Canada and the US, dating back to 16,000 to 13,000 years ago. They were attached to short shafts, which could be easily loaded onto long shafts for quick reloading during hunting. These points were traded extensively and considered sophisticated tools at the time. However, during the extinction event that occurred 12,500 to 12,900 years ago, Clovis points and several large animal species, such as mastodons, horses, camels, and ground sloths, disappeared from geologic record. This event was coincidental with the end of the last ice age, which saw the melting of the glaciers and raised ocean levels by approximately 400 feet, leading to the separation of continents and the myth of Atlantis sinking. A pottery vessel discovered in ancient Persia contained tar, an anode, and a cathode, which are basically components of a simple battery. This intriguing artifact indicates that someone from that era had known about electricity and utilized such a device. Although there are no evidence of any corresponding electrical instruments, it is thought that the battery was possibly used for gold plating other metallic objects. The discovery of this small jar, about the size of a fist, in Baghdad at a location called Kajut Rabu, along with several other similar jars, suggests that Alessandro Volta, the inventor of the battery, may have only rediscovered the technology, as these jars are estimated to be about 2,000 years old. The jars consisted of an earthenware container with an asphalt stopper, and an iron rod surrounded by a copper cylinder inside the jar, and requires only an acidic or alkaline solution to generate electricity. The Nazca Plains display intricate lines and pictograms of animals and insects that can only be fully appreciated from above. Theories have been put forth by some, such as von Daniken, that suggest that these lines may have served as landing strips for ancient aircraft or UFOs. Others speculate that they were used as markers for pilots navigating the skies. Scientific investigations have revealed that the lines were actually used as sight lines for principal stars at specific times of the year, although precession and stellar drift have caused them to no longer align with the stars they once did. The changing climate may have also played a role in the abandonment of these lines, as the region was once much more habitable than it is today, and the dry desert environment is a more recent development. The ancient ruins of Machu Picchu are perched high in the Andes Mountains, offering breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape and night sky. Despite being in ruins, the site's location and design suggest that it was used as an observatory by the ancient people who built it. The construction of Machu Picchu is a marvel in itself, with massive, tightly interlocking granite stones weighing up to 50 tons. Even on a flat surface, moving anything weighing 20 tons requires great effort and precision. Yet these stones were placed atop a treacherous mountain terrain with such precision that not even a knife can fit between them. The mystery surrounding the builders of Machu Picchu deepens as the Spanish conquistadors failed to destroy the most massive parts of the site during their conquest of the Inca. The ruins also feature a pillar where the sun casts no shadow during the spring and fall equinox, and marks the 4 celestial times of the season. The location of Machu Picchu required incredible observational skills and patience to precisely align the site with natural mountain peaks for observing the sun during the equinoxes and solstices. The builders of Machu Picchu remain unknown, but their incredible achievements endure as a testament to their ingenuity and skill. The discovery of metallic objects in artificial construction in geological areas extending far back into the past, including the time of the dinosaurs, raises intriguing questions. Current scientific understanding suggests that humans did not exist 65 million years ago, let alone have the metallurgic skills necessary to create such objects. How can we explain the semi-ovoid metallic tubes found in 65 million year old Cretaceous chalk in France, or the metal cube found in a chunk of coal in 1885? Similarly, in 1912, an iron pot was discovered in another chunk of coal while it was being broken up for use in an electrical plant. Numerous objects of this nature have been found across different strata of the geological timescale. Various possibilities have been put forward to explain these discoveries, including the existence of intelligent human beings far earlier than currently believed, the presence of visiting aliens who left the objects, the need for a complete revision of our geological time calculations, and the occurrence of massive Earth upheavals that mixed different time periods and placed them into close proximity. Nan Madol, located in the Pacific Ocean, comprises over 90 artificial islands built using cross and parallel-laid basalt columns, with some of them stacked as if to make buildings. Rectangular eye sets were constructed of these basalt columns on the flat reef near Temwin Island in the lagoon of Pompeii. It is noteworthy that the basalt columns are not indigenous to the area and had to be transported from a great distance across the ocean. Nan Madol is a ruined city situated off the eastern shore of the island of Pompeii in Micronesia. Unfortunately, much of the megalithic construction at the site has been lost to history, and little can be verified today. We have to rely on the myths of the locals and limited dating methods to understand the site's history. According to local myth, a magician who lived on the natural part of the island flew the basalt logs in and placed them in the arrangements we see now. The artificial islands then became the residences of royalty. There are things that raise more questions than answering them, and our world holds more wonders than we would know now. This is History in Minutes, and that's it for today's video. Hit the like and subscribe button for more interesting videos worth your every minute.